Hello, and welcome to the City of New Carrollton podcast. My name is Felicia He Nemhart, and I serve as your mayor for the City of New Carrollton. Today, we're here to celebrate Black History Month through legacy and service. Here with us today is a true pioneer that has demonstrated leadership and commitment through service. Mr. Davis served on our men's club, and he's now today chair of our election committee, a very important committee here in the city. He also served on the housing committee. Mr. Davis, thank you for joining us today. And to start, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've lived in New Carrollton, and why do you continue to call New Carrollton home?
Thank you. Again, Madam Mayor, thank you for having this event, and I really am being appreciative of it as we recognize Black history, but I find it really exciting to be a part of your Black History program. But I've lived in New Carrollton for 46 years. The pool is right on Westbrook also. I have a daughter who swam in the Paralympics in Greece. So we were close to a pool. She needed to keep doing practicing. So that was exciting for us also. And then being a part of that, you always have to take care of where you live. So I found it important to find out just what was going on and involve myself with it. And that's where the men's club started, and using that work. And from that, I got involved in, it was a scholarship committee. I worked with that, the Weinbach Scholarship way back on that. And you were saying there was a housing committee. Many people were moving out, if you will, and leaving their homes for rent. So we're there. But one is just having a concern about where you live, wanting to be involved and to do your part to make the city that. And that's why I'm involved, hopefully to some degree here, and that's why I still find it exciting. For you, Madam Mayor, what is your experience? How long have you been here, and when did you first move here?
So I moved there in 1998, and I moved into New Carrollton because of the diversity that I saw while driving through here looking for a home to myself. My sister was already living here, but I was looking for schools that were close by, in walking distance for the kids. And I wanted a home where not only the diversity would impact future developments, but I wanted to help to shape New Carrollton in every aspect that I could. And I noticed with the close proximity of the schools, I immediately knew I wanted to serve.
Amen. Well, I'm going to say here, I know you had some involvement at that school right near your house. Over time you were quite involved there, which was really good. I think everybody at the school, to the youngest student to the principal, knew who you were. So you've done good in that regard of being involved there also like that. But was that an impetus to move you to want to be into the elected office, may I ask?
Well, actually, I had no desire to be in elected office. Serving on various PTOs in the schools in New Carrollton, the parents, they always called me mayor because when they wanted a day off from school, they were like, Mayor, you need to call the school board to speak on behalf of the residents and the students in the community. But coming to one of your elections, I remember meeting you that day, I came to support a mayoral candidate to run for election. But because the parents saw me here, that's how they wrote my name in, thinking I was running. And that was how I got my foot into politics.
I think here we are in Black history then, for you to be the first African-American female also, to be to the elected office here, what does that feel like to you, may I ask?
Well, for me, it feels like a dream come true.
Really, a dream?
Because I am able to help to make decisions that's going to shape the growth of our community. And one person that stands out to me is Rosa Parks.
Okay.
And I always say to myself, if I get the opportunity to get a seat on the bus, I won't get up.
Okay.
And once I got into the city as a council member, my thing is to make sure I take it to the next level. And I know the residents said, make sure you put your name on the ballot for mayor next time, because if not, we're going to write you in again. So I made it easy for them by putting my name on the ballot and giving them an opportunity to vote and to have a voice in the community that they call home, and to have me as a leader that is going to help them to shape and to enhance on the diversity and to bring New Carrollton from good to great.
I was a part of that election, and I know I can remember the experience. You were the first one. Your first one was a write-in, and then for the number of write-ins going through the process is saying, look at this, wow. And you were impactful, so it's moving. Even now, as we discuss this, African-American female to be written in, you follow, and then to win with the number of votes that you got, and then look when we look at the field there, but you were written in. So that shows to me, just working in it, there was a determination, a desire, and a need from the electorate, because they did this, you follow, for you.
And one of the things that was kind of inspiring for me too is moving the number of voters to come out, getting the voters to turn out in remarkable numbers.
Yeah.
And I noticed in that election in 2020, we made a mark with the write-ins in 2018, but we made a remark with the amount of voters that came out to actually vote, moving it to 33.33%, which that was history in the making. We have never had that much voter turnout in the life of New Carrollton. Who is the person that shaped your fond memories in Black history?
Oh, right now, I will go to Mr. Flowers, and he and his wife. They were working for the county through food distribution, and I know through that process they wound up looking for distribution points, and New Carrollton, came up to one, and Miss Flowers worked here, and you probably worked with her some. But Mr. Flowers, I knew he was a Tuskegee Airman, not to the level of who he was or what he was doing, until I did visit Tuskegee in Alabama, the Moton Field, where they trained. I went there, and while going through the area, the little museum component there, I see this person, I see his name, I see these write-ups, and I'm going, wait, I know who this is. And then to gain that experience and see about him, it's really inspired, excited. He's among us. This pilot that flew in Italy and Europe and did all of that with the famed Red Tails group. And then, meet this person, and they are just as such as you and I here now. That was moving and exciting for me to meet and know him and what he's done and what he went through and all, but yet and still, you see, we've got this high school here named in his honor and the like. So, yeah, very much.
So I know we here in New Carrollton, we're doing something similar to what Mr. Flowers did back in the days. We also do food distribution here, and actually we've been doing that for years through the schools. And that's one of the reasons, the reason why we do it is to show the residents that we actually do care, but also to stamp out hunger in our community and in our schools.
Oh, very good.
I remember doing transportation of food to all the schools in New Carrollton on a daily basis. We'd get a lot of donated items. We would drop them to the schools.
Yes.
But then we also had a pantry that we did at Charles Carroll Middle School
Yes,
with the
yes.
Faith-Based Collaborative Outreach Group.
Yes. Mhm.
And that was meaningful because not only were we there to give food, but we were also there to guide the students and to volunteer. Most times I was in the school more than 40 hours per week. I was there more than the actual teachers.
Yes.
But we want to continue to show that our legacy is going to be long-lived with
Yes.
giving service.
Very good. Very good. I think so.
And one thing I remembered clearly is Mr. Gillis.
Yes, ma'am.
Edward Gillis
Yes.
celebrated his 90th birthday. You were a
Yes.
part of it too.
Yes. Yes.
And we did a drive-by. We wanted at least 90 people or
Yes.
90 cars to come through.
Very good.
And we got that. But it was more meaningful last Veterans Day. I was able to showcase and to put a plaque in the ground
Yes.
to thank him for his service. And
Yes.
he was the first person of color
Yes, ma'am.
to be in that Walk of Fame.
Yes. Yes.
I'm truly honored that I took that legacy from the first term
Yes,
to
ma'am.
be able to do that for him in our second term.
Well, it was well deserved, and thank you again for doing that. Mr. Gillis is quite I would say, what we would say, a hero from the Korean War. He was that. He's got 2 Bronze Stars for his efforts and what he did. And what he did in battle, should we say, as being supportive. And he was a medical person to be taking care of people who were wounded and to put himself on the line and did that. And yes, and he was like one of the first of the crew that was sent to Korea, went on. And the other brutal side of it, he went there in summer clothing, and they were in Korea, had some brutal winters. So he was in summer, so he had a lot of struggles to overcome physically within the battle component in itself, and still take care of people who were wounded as such. So, and it's good. The city recognized it. That's good to see that you all so did, and for what he did in battle for the country itself, for this country, and what he put forth, put himself on the line there. And so your recognition is well recognized, because I was saying again, he has those medals of valor that you're representative of who he was and what he did and the kind of person he did. He was really a good neighbor, and it was a pleasure and a joy to talk with him each day and share experiences with him. Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm.
And that was wonderful too, because on that day, my son Greg Nemhard, he's also a veteran.
Yes, ma'am.
Served in the Marines,
Yes,
U.S.
ma'am.
Marines. But I met a teacher from Parkdale.
Yes.
That was the daughter-in-law of Mr. Gillis.
Yeah.
Just to see the connection and how small the world is.
Yes, thank you.
That was very remarkable. But New Carrollton has come a very, very long way.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have reached a significant milestone.
We have.
And we could have only done it through collaboration, and we can only grow stronger.
Yes, ma'am.
So during my previous term, I had the pleasure of serving alongside an all African American council. That's significant.
Most.
I remember Miss June Garrett, who
Yes.
served as the first female and first
council
black council member,
Yes.
and who's also my mentor.
Yes. Well, that's good. Your name is Garrett, but there was a person before her. It was a black male. He didn't have the full term, but it was one more. If you remember, Ray Garvey. Let me see if I can name more. Steve Coletti. Definitely one of your other mentors. What's the lady?
Sarah Potter.
Sarah Potter. Thank you. And I think Schaefer. Well, they were there, but temporarily, and there was one other lady. Won't come to mind now. But yeah, one mother. But there was a black male that had a short stint on one. He did not complete out
A full term.
Yes, ma'am.
Just to
Definitely.
highlight people that I can look up to.
Oh, definitely. And Miss Garrett definitely
yes.
is deserved of. She was there. She was on one of several other city committees as such, and she was involved. She had city involvement, and which is important. Which we are excited to see.
And now to highlight, even in our administration over the years,
Yes, ma'am.
this is the first time in the history of New Carrollton that we have an all black leadership in our departments.
Oh, wow.
Not only is it remarkable, it set the tone for a younger generation to say that they can do it too.
Amen.
We have also a first black chief of police.
Yes.
Here in New Carrollton.
Yes.
So I can say that things are moving in different directions, meaning that we have a diverse staff here in the city of New Carrollton. But it just so happens that things have fallen into place that now we have all black leadership.
Yes, ma'am.
And I wanted to make sure that the youths in our community are taking a step back and looking and saying that not because we might be a minority, it doesn't mean that we cannot move to the highest level.
No, but definitely, like you were saying, though, you've spoken of your department heads, the police chief, and think about that. I mean, for me to think about it, I can go back to prior to before we did not have a police department. We used county police as such. And then to move all the way down the line, you got the police department for the city, for that first phase and going in, and then having the presence of black officers, and now to say you have a black police chief. And right about now, think about that. For me to think about it, it's more than exciting. For my span of time from here, for the years that I've lived there and seen the transitioning process, and to see right now. So yeah, to you and your administration, thank you. Thank you. As a citizen and a resident, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for then going forward. And it is something for youth to be able to see, our youth to be excited. They see you as a mayor, the police chief. That's who they're seeing. They're interacting with the staff, which now a lot of the people can look like who you are, and that's the people you're talking to. These are the people who are giving directions and, plotting the path. Think of the people who get the scholarships, there for the Weinberg Scholarship Committee. Look on the scholarship committee. These are the people that are dispersing out to you this thing that's going to enhance and further your education. And that's coming from a city with a black mayor, a black police chief, and department heads. Think of it. That's just life moving forward.
So I wanted to say, when I got in office the first time,
Yes, ma'am.
Kamala Harris was running as the first black
Please forgive me, but
vice
that's
president.
exciting.
And I remember saying, if I can do it, she can.
Really?
And then she won.
Yes.
And following her, we had our first black governor
Yes.
of Maryland. And I was serving as the president of the Maryland Black Association. And I was able to keep a meet and greet for him in Ocean City during the MML conference. And at that time, he was between 1% and 3% a favorite in the votes. We started pushing behind him, going on a virtual show with Oprah Winfrey, who was showcasing for him also. And his thing jumped from that 1% to almost 6%. And then we knew that there was no turning back for him. So for him to have won that election, that is remarkable, alongside Aruna Miller as the first black female lieutenant governor. So we want to look at these trends and not only looking at the history, but see where the future is going. And to tell all our little boys and girls and people of all walks of life that they can be the best of whatever they want to be.
And again, thank you, Madam Mayor. to you and all of your staff, all of your administration. The pleasure and honor has been mine to be able to have been a part of this. In no way did I anticipate it as such from that write-in of your coming in, but look where we are, getting this Black history component in also. So we do have something to be Black and proud of.
Happy Black History Month, Mr. Davis.
And happy Black History Month to you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
Yes.